Thanks for being here. I am Pascal from the Genymotion team. I'm the product manager, and in the team I am Mr. Happy. I try every day to make you happy. So if you are not happy with Genymotion, if you have issue, idea, I'm the guy that is really happy to listen to all these issues or wishes. So please shoot me an email, send me a tweet. I will be really happy to have feedback. I work in the Genymotion team for 1 year now. Who here haven't tried yet Genymotion? So I really hope today will change the way you work with Android development. Our product is really here to help you every day to work and focus on your code and not on your tool. What we will see today is a description of Genymotion, an explanation on why it is this fast, what we are trying to do. We will talk also a bit about what we are planning next for the next features of Genymotion. I will do a demonstration of some not really well-known features or some basics one that are nice to see. And then we will have a question and answer session, and you will be able to ask anything about the product. I will be really happy to answer those questions. Genymotion, in a nutshell, it's the fastest Android emulator for app testing and presentation. This is really our goal. Make it simple to use and fast to run. Genymotion is useful for hardcore Android developers, but not only for them. Web developers also use a lot Genymotion because it's really easy to set up it, and whatever is your operating system, Windows, Mac, Linux, you can have Android on it. Even if you are a web developer with an iPhone, you can test your website on the WebKit Android inside Genymotion. You can install Firefox, Opera for Android and test your website. And now all these browsers have nice tools that allows you to debug your code from the real Firefox that is connected to the Firefox inside Android, and you can get breakpoint, and it's really easy. You don't really need an Android device to ensure a website is working well on Android devices. It's also useful for other people that are testing apps but are not developer. If you've got the APK, you can easily install it with a simple drag and drop inside Genymotion, and you will be able to use the application. It's useful for a lot of people in the QA department because they can, once the app is nearly ready, they can install it on their machine and ensure every steps of the planned workflow is okay inside the application. It's also really useful for marketing and sales team to demo and do a live showcase of the application. And in the end, it's useful to anyone. We have got a lot of users that are absolutely not Android developers, but casual gamers that like to play their favorite Android games on their personal computer. We are really happy to have so many recommendations from all the developer community. There is a lot of blog posts on the internet about Genymotion. And thanks to you, you like the Genymotion and you talk about it. It's really nice to see all that we really help all the developers. So we launched Genymotion 8 months ago at the first DroidCon in France. So I'm really happy to be here for the first DroidCon in Italy, in Italia. In 8 months, we've got 800,000 users that have downloaded and started Genymotion. This is a really big success for us. We are really happy to see that every developer wants to use Genymotion. The reason it works, the reason there is so many people that are liking it's really the fact that it's easy to use and really fast. Genymotion is easy to install, to run. Every developer must have a way to work easily with their Android application. So we made the product working in Mac, Windows, Linux. This is actually hard to do and to make it perfect, because we need to test it on each platform. Each time we do a modification, we need to build it. There is some differences in the way we compile Genymotion, and also on Windows you will get different version, because the architecture are sometimes different. On Linux you've got some numerous different distribution of Linux, some flavor with differences that we need to handle to make Genymotion works perfectly. Today it's easy because we've got 5 versions of Android working, and we build these 5 versions each night. It takes a lot of computing power just to build all the Android virtual devices we've got. We handle like 20 must-sell devices. You can find all the Nexus line pre-configured in Genymotion. You can find some Sony devices, some Samsung ones, and the last Moto X is now available. It's easy to install APK or transfer file in Genymotion. You just drag and drop on the window, and the file will be just uploaded inside the Genymotion. In the last version we published last week, we are now able to do a seamless copy-paste. Whatever you copy inside Windows will be available inside Android, and the other way around. So you can just copy a password or a URL and paste it on the other side. It's really nice. It's a small thing, but we know I use Genymotion every day, and I like it a lot. Control powerful sensor to test specialized features on your app. There's a lot of sensors in Android. I think there's something like 25 different sensors. We haven't yet developed all of them, but we try to do the main ones, and we will continue to add on each version some sensors. Today we are able to emulate all the localization feature using our GPS emulation. The battery, we've got GPU acceleration, CPU virtualization. The sound is working. The input sound is working. Sadly, today only on Linux and Mac. We've got a problem on Windows. So if you need to sound inside Genymotion, today the only way to do that is probably to install Linux or use a Mac to do it. But we are working on a fix. We added multi-touch capabilities to Genymotion, a way to use a webcam from your computer inside Genymotion, so you can test augmented reality application directly using Genymotion. And we've got the accelerometer sensors also. Genymotion is pretty standard. It's perfectly integrated within your development workflow. It's a tool built by developer for developer, and it's built using standard Android code. It's the same code that you will find on your devices. It's the same code that you will find on the Android SDK emulator. We just have a different technology to make it run faster. So all the standard developer tools will work. It is automatically connected to ADB. You can run instrumented tests on it. You can use UI Automator. You can use Monkey Runner. All the developer tools from the SDK will work on Genymotion. We've got something we call GenyShell. It's a command line tool that allows you to control sensor directly from the command line or from a script file. This is really good for automation. If you need to reproduce regularly some scenario, this is really helpful. Since November, we got a commercial version of Genymotion. All the features that were available before are still available in the free version. This free version is only for personal and educational use. So if you're learning Android or just doing side project on the weekend, it's okay to use the personal version. Probably not all new features will be available on the free version, and we'll only add them on the professional and commercial ones. But the main advantage of Genymotion is the speed, and you will get that on the free version. The exclusive features that are today only available on the commercial versions are the pixel perfect feature that allow you to ensure that one pixel from the screen inside the virtual machine, virtual device, is 1 pixel on your screen. The remote control is only available on commercial version. The remote control is a way to do multi-touch sensors inside Genymotion, and it's really nice because we are using a real multi-touch. I will show a demo of this feature. We are using a real multi-touch screen to do that. You can take whatever Android device you got, plug it into Genymotion, and use only the screen of the device to send multi-touch event inside Genymotion. When you are trying to do complex gesture inside your apps, you will use your own device to test it. But if you want to ensure that your gestures are still working on tablets, or maybe still working on older version of Android, you will either need another device or a way to send these inputs inside an emulator. And you can do that today with Genymotion. And you've got a way to easily record video of Android using the commercial version. KitKat added the capabilities to do that. Our feature will work on all Android version, even older. It will work also more than 3 minutes, because KitKat is limited to 3 minutes. I think there is something maybe to do with Netflix not really happy for you to be able to just duplicate the movie you are showing on the screen. We don't have a limitation. And also we record the sound with the video, that KitKat doesn't do that yet. I suppose Google will add it later, but today you will have the sound in Genymotion. So this is pretty much what Genymotion is today, and I can talk a bit about what coming next for Genymotion. At first, we are working now on a Genymotion for server, because there's a lot of value in Genymotion to easily run and test application directly from the cloud. And today, Genymotion is really built around your GPU capabilities, so it doesn't really work if you don't have a GPU. Genymotion cannot work really well directly on a server, and there is a lot of use case for cloud company that want to have something to help them build business model around Android inside the cloud. Genymotion can help on this matter. And also all the big developer team now have complex Android apps, and you know that once you are working on an application, the bigger it gets, more complex it is for you to ensure quality. There's a lot of problem, a lot of devices, a lot of version, a lot of differences in API, sorry. And so, and more automation and testing and QA is happening in the Android world today, and Genymotion is really good to start fast, to run tests fast, and to shut down fast. And this is a pretty nice use case for continuous integration. So we are working on tools around Jenkins to help integration of Genymotion. There will be also a Java API for developers, because today, for example, if you've got an activity and your activity must change the way it is displayed if there is not enough power left in the battery, today you can't simulate that in a test to ensure you won't have any regression. And with Genymotion API, you will be able to change sensor values dynamically in a test. So you will be able to test these kind of use cases. We will also add a Gradle plugin to configure and start automatically Android devices. I don't know how many of you were in the Espresso talk before, I think, from Novoda. You maybe seen at the end, they did like a nice hack to start Genymotion devices dynamically in a test. This is really nice, and we are working on a nicely integrated version of that. Also, every time Google will do a code drop of Android, we will shift all our focus to ship the fastest way possible the new Android version. It is sometimes really hard. KitKat cost us a lot of energy because there was a lot of nasty bug. On the surface, we don't see a lot of differences between Jelly Bean and KitKat, but in the inner working of Android, this is like crazy change everywhere on all the stacks that are up on other ones. So this will become our first priority ever, every time there is a code drop from Google. This is because there's a new version on the wild, and you as a developer want to be sure that your code will run nicely on this new version. And if you don't have a Nexus devices, you won't be able to test it. So Genymotion can help you, and we will work on that. We will add more and more sensors, like I said before. If you have specific wishes about which sensor you would really love to see, please send me an email. I will be happy to read it. We will also change the way our UI is working, because today we have so many icons. It looks like a plain pilot desk with all the buttons everywhere. This is not so nice anymore, so we will change that to allow to integrate more and more sensors. I will do a fast demo of the Genymotion application. For those of you that didn't install it yet, it's really easy. No, it's not that easy. Our website is a pain to use. We will work on it also. You just come on Genymotion, sign up for an account, and you will be able to just download the free version. Downloading the version, you will find all different operating systems available here. VirtualBox is a prerequisite for Genymotion. That's why we are this fast, because we are using Genymotion as a motor of our product. So you must install it before. And also, as a developer, you will be happy to find, if you are an Eclipse guy, a plugin for Eclipse. If you are an Android Studio guy, a plugin for Android Studio. You don't really need it, because each time you start an Android Genymotion virtual device, it will be available in the ADB list of devices. So your Eclipse or Android Studio will show it and you will be able to deploy on it. But sometimes it's nice to just have an icon and being able to start a VM directly from your IDE. Once you have installed Genymotion, you just add the devices. You will need to input your Genymotion account to be able to connect to the back office. Our Genymotion cloud contains all the devices that we already built, available for you to download. So you just have to select which device you want to build. For example, I can build a HTC One. You choose the version you want to test on and just install it on your computer. There's a local cache, so once you deployed a similar device, you won't need again to download the file. But it can take a lot of amount of your space on your computer. So in the settings you will find a setting to clean it and get back some amount of memory. And then you just start it. This is the first boot of Genymotion device. I think it's like a 20-second boot time. If you use the Android SDK emulator and you add the Intel HIXM acceleration, you will get 1 minute and 10-second boot time. We are still way faster, like 3 times faster to boot. So here we've got a nice HTC One devices. Ooh, sorry about that, but you can double-click on black part of the screen to just adjust the window at the side of the content. This is winter, that's why we have got a winter wallpaper. I will show you some features. For example, I will just drag and drop an APK. Here I will take this one. You can see that the APK is automatically transferred. I need to zoom that a lot for you to see. And if I add ADB devices, you can see 2 devices. One is my Nexus here, the other one is Genymotion. You can see that it's a Genymotion one because you've got the IP available here. The APK I installed was multi-touch viz test. It's just an APK to show that when you touch the screen, here I am clicking with my mouse, but if I press Control before clicking, you can see 2 dots because this is a way to simulate multi-touch. It's a nice way to do pinch and zoom on pan and tilt. For example, I will not show you all these widgets, but the battery is nice to see because you can just unplug it, change the amount of battery left, and you will see that Android is complaining that there's not so much power left. I will show you the remote control I was talking about. No thanks, I won't reboot. Here I'm using my device as a remote control to forward touch input and accelerometer event. Here you get an application loaded on my own devices, and as you can see, the screen of my Genymotion device is replicated inside my Android device. It works over Wi-Fi, but I prefer to see a cable to ensure everything is smooth today. If I open an application that allows rotation, for example, messaging, you can see that if I rotate my device, my Genymotion will rotate because all accelerometer are forward, input events are forwarded inside Genymotion. And also, if I come back to the application that is showing multi-touch capabilities, the other one. Ooh. You can see that. Oh, it's what? I'm sorry. This looks like a bad problem. It's a bad demo effect. My whole computer decided to not work anymore. Oh, what? Let's start again. This is Android Studio, and you can see the plugin, Genymotion plugin is installed. There's a small icon here, and I can click on it and see all the virtual devices that are installed on my computer. Let's try again. I've got a lot of virtual devices here. Hey, I'm pretty sorry about that. I will just use another devices. Here I can start it directly from Android Studio. The application you see there is just a small application for me to test some features of Genymotion. I will just run it. I will have to choose between my own device and a Genymotion device. If you're still using also the Android SDK emulator, you will also see all your devices in this list. I think my computer is too hot. Here you've got the application. This application is an application to test some things. For example, this activity is an activity that will alert you when you are near Dalvik in Iceland. But if we are in Torino, you won't see. You will see no warning, but we are seeing that we are really far away from Dalvik. And if I am near, you can see that there is a warning. Today, you can test this behavior directly from you. You will be able to test tomorrow this behavior directly from your connected instrumented test. I will show you also the Genymotion shell. The Genymotion shell, you will find it near your Genymotion binary. You must open it inside a shell. And here you can ask for help and see all the command that the shell handle. I want more help, way faster. And you can see that a lot of sensors are available for you to manipulate. This will be all for the demonstration, and it is now time for questions. If you've got some for me, I will be really happy to answer them. Please. The standard Android SDK emulator is using QEMU. QEMU is really nice because if you cannot do virtualization, it will do emulation. It was a nice idea 5 years ago when mobile phones were not this powerful, but today emulation of IRM is not something that will really work fast. The only way to go is using virtualization. That's what Intel is doing on HIXM and what we are doing using VirtualBox. But VirtualBox is way faster to do that than QEMU. So it's a lot about different technologies. And also we took a lot of time to optimize our virtual machine to make them optimized for VirtualBox and make them faster.
Multiple Genymotion?
Absolutely, I've seen developers launching like 7 of them at the same time through the whole day. But there's a limitation about that. It's the amount of memory you've got. Video memory I'm speaking about, so because we are using a lot OpenGL acceleration, so you need a big GPU to do that. And the CPU, because each device will require to control a part of the CPU. The bigger the CPU is, the more number of Genymotion virtual devices you can run at the same time.
Hi. Will Genymotion allow to add custom virtual device?
It's hard to do, but it is possible. We are doing it as professional services. There are some companies that asked us to build specific Genymotion device for them with certain features they need for the developer to work on without having real devices.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
It's there's some way to do it. A part of our source code is open source, and a lot of the code from the virtual device are. Is what? Sorry? OS6 Mavericks, you say? Yes, it is. We had some glitch at the beginning of the Mavericks launch, but now it is pretty much okay. If you have any more questions, we will be here the whole day, so please come and see me. I will be happy to discuss with you. Thank you all for being here.